What if I told you that a single hug could change everything? Not just how she sees you, but how she feels about you. Would you believe me if I said, the way you respond to a hug could make her think about you all day, or forget you in an instant? Sounds crazy, right? But psychology says otherwise. Most men treat a hug like a handshake, quick, forgettable, and totally unremarkable. But the truth, a hug is an emotional gateway. And if you know how to respond to it correctly, she won't just remember you, she'll feel you long after you've let go. So today, we're unlocking the psychology of the perfect hug response, one that keeps you on her mind forever. Please like video and subscribe my channel. But before we dive in, let me ask you something. Have you ever hugged someone and immediately regretted it? Yeah, we've all been there. And trust me, you're about to find out why. Let's start with step 1, the art of the first touch. Ever hugged someone who felt like a limp noodle? It's awkward, it's forgettable, and it kills attraction. But here's the secret. The moment your arms make contact, she's already feeling something about you. A study on physical touch reveals that we subconsciously judge people based on the first 2 seconds of touch. That means before she even processes the hug fully, her brain has already decided how she feels about it and about you. If your hug is too weak, she'll subconsciously feel you're weak. If you're too forceful, she'll feel overpowered. The key, controlled confidence. Open your arms deliberately, not like you're second-guessing whether the hug should happen. When your hands make contact, let them rest for just half a second longer than usual. That tiny pause, it signals certainty, not hesitation. Now here's where it gets really interesting. There's a subtle trick that can make a hug linger in her mind long after it's over. Want to know what it is? The fingertip effect. When you place your hands on her back or shoulder, apply the lightest pressure with your fingertips, just enough to be noticeable. Why? Because studies show that sensory contrast enhances memory. That slight variation in touch creates a neurological trigger that makes her remember your touch in a way she wouldn't if your hands were just resting passively. And if you want to take it a step further, combine this with a slight exhale, not a dramatic sigh, just a natural, relaxed breath. It subconsciously signals ease and makes the moment feel genuine, not mechanical. But here's where most guys mess up. Some overthink it, stiffening up. Others rush it, breaking the moment too soon. Don't be that guy. A great hug is about balance. Firm but not overpowering. Brief but not rushed. Warm but not needy. And the most important part, what happens next. Because responding to a hug isn't just about the physical act. It's about creating an emotional echo. And that's where step 2 comes in. The emotional sync. Ever hugged someone and suddenly felt off? Like something just didn't click? That's because a hug isn't just physical, it's emotional synchronization. It's why some hugs feel warm and electric, while others feel like a corporate handshake. And guess what? Women are biologically wired to feel emotional energy through touch. So here's the question, how do you make sure she feels something deeper when she hugs you? The answer? Mirroring. Women instinctively seek emotional alignment. If she leans in softly, don't go for a bear hug. If she embraces you firmly, meet her with the same energy. The goal? Subconscious harmony. But there's one mistake most men make. They let go too soon. Think about it. Ever had a hug that ended too quickly? It breaks the connection before it even has time to settle. Instead, try this. When she starts to pull away, hold for just half a second longer than expected. Why? Because this tiny delay creates a subconscious feeling of reluctance. It subtly signals that the moment was meaningful, and guess what? Her mind will instinctively want more. Now, if you really want to leave an emotional aftershock, try this bonus move. After the hug, instead of stepping away immediately, keep your hand on her arm for just 1 more second. That extra touch, it extends the warmth. It makes the moment linger, and it leaves a lasting imprint on her subconscious. And here's where the psychology really kicks in. If you time this perfectly, her brain will start associating safety, comfort, and chemistry with you. And the best part, she won't even realize why she's thinking about you later. But this only works if you nail the final step. And trust me, It's the most powerful one of all. Which brings us to step 3, the psychological aftershock. All right, you've nailed the touch. You've synced emotions. But how do you make sure she keeps thinking about you long after the hug is over? This is where post-hug psychology comes into play. See, most guys just awkwardly step back and say something bland like, "Good seeing you," but not you. Instead, use the last word effect. Right before stepping away, say something unexpected, something that subtly flirts with her mind. You smell dangerous. I might have to stay away from you. You give good hugs. I might get addicted. I'm going to remember that hug. Then smile and walk away. Why does this work? Because it plants a seed in her mind. It creates curiosity. It adds an element of playfulness. And most importantly, it leaves her wanting more. And here's where the psychology really kicks in. Her brain will replay that hug and your words later. And the more she thinks about it, the more it sticks. And speaking of things that stick, there's one mistake that instantly destroys all of this. You know what kills attraction faster than anything else? An overextended hug. If you hold on too long, if she's the one pulling away while you're still gripping, game over. A great hug is like a great conversation. It should leave her wanting another one. So remember, read her body language, time it right, and always leave her with an emotional echo. And if you do this right, she won't just remember you, she'll feel you. Now here's the real question. What's your next move? If you want more psychological secrets on how women think, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because trust me, this is just the beginning. And hey, next time you hug someone, make sure you stay on her mind forever.